with how many exercises you can do to lose weight. What type of training should I do to lose weight? I've been sticking to my program for 4 weeks and I haven't seen many results. Any reason why, and how long should it take to see results in your body? It's hard being consistent when you feel unmotivated. Any tips? Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vanessa Joanne. Thank you so much for joining me today on this video. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a sit down and chat, and I'm going to do a Q&A. So I've got all my questions on my iPad and we are just going to go through it today. I asked on Instagram any questions that you guys might have for me, and this is what came through. Is it normal to relapse on something eating or drinking wise when you change your health lifestyle? So I am just staring at this for the questions, by the way. 100%, we need to be honest here. You are bloody human, and just think of it for a second. This is a lifestyle change that you're going to have for the rest of your life. We're not making these health and fitness goals as like a little minimal like 6-week kind of thing. We want to see this as like a forever thing. And when you think of something that is a forever, you're going to have slips in the way. You are just human. You go through things, and it's okay to have things in moderation. I love my cheeses. I'm big on cheese and salt vinegar chips. They are my thing. I don't care what anyone says, and I will not cut them out. This is a forever journey. You're going to have slip ups. You're going to have moments where you have not eaten well in a whole week, or you haven't gone to the gym for 3 weeks. But the more that you keep showing up in those moments, that's how you know that you're getting through that. You're still choosing your health and fitness as a priority for you, and that is still enough. Like I said, having that mindset of moderation completely, it really is a good place to be in with this lifestyle. Unless you're competing or doing something that's wanting to drastically change your body, the slow and steady route is always the best route to go down. If you're trying to focus on getting quick results and have everything happens quickly, you can quickly put on that weight as well. So it is about having that moderation, eat what you like, but also having that healthy balance with health and fitness as well. I feel overwhelmed with how many exercises you can do to lose weight. What type of training should I do to lose weight? First and foremost, losing weight is only achieved through being in a calorie deficit, and essentially that means that you're eating less than you're burning. That is just the fact. That is science. That's everything. That's all that we can explain here. Things like weight training is really good with speeding up your metabolism, which means you can eat more in the great scheme of things. Cardio is really great because, for one, it helps with, you know, your heart health. It helps with just feeling good and getting your energy going and moving. In terms of what is the best exercise and what is the best angle and way, I reckon anything that you can stick with long term is the best exercise for you. Having said that though, if you are pretty serious with your goals and you really do want to get to that next level, ideally it's 2 to 3 times you're doing resistance training and 1 to 2 times of HIIT training or cardio as well. That's if you want to get your results to the next level. In terms of how to do about it, there's a lot to talk about there, but those 2 main points would be the most ideal. I don't feel confident in my body. I can't seem to accept my body's flaws. How can exercise make me feel better about myself? Biggest one is exercise gets you out of your head. It gets you into your body, and it gets you just feeling into what you need to do next. One thing about confidence, and I did speak about this in the last week's video, is that it is something that ebbs and flows. In terms of exercise, what it does to us, for one, it increases our mood, it brings up our endorphins, it makes us feel better about ourselves. And then that's not even grasping into the physical elements of exercise. It makes you look better, feel better, make your metabolism go better, makes your heart more healthy, your bones more stronger. And there's just too many benefits to exercise to why we should be doing it. Now, in terms of confidence, is that it does increase your confidence over time. And that really just comes with time. It does come with trying to not look at yourself in the mirror too much, not to get fixated on numbers, and just start off with doing it that you enjoy it, you feel good about it, and know that exercise is something that's gonna always make you feel better regardless. If it's a physical sign, it's a mental sign, emotional, spiritual, exercise is honestly your best friend when it comes to improving your overall health. So I reckon it's more than a reason to start now. I've been sticking to my program for 4 weeks and I haven't seen many results. Any reason why, and how long should it take to see results in your body? Biggest one and thing that comes to my mind straight away is that you're probably not doing it enough. 4 weeks is not a long time to see results. The second part is mainly not progressively overloading, which means you're not adding on a set rep or a weight every week or every session that is going to progress you to eventually change your body. The only way our body will change if it's under some sort of stress, which means that it's under some sort of challenge, is going to, I guess, allow the body to adapt to that challenge and change. The body simply will not change unless it's put under some sort of stress, and that means you need to do the progressive overload, because that's going to allow your body to change because you're putting constant stress on it. But ideally it does take about 6 to 8 weeks to see some sort of, you know, shift or body change or weight. Or so in long story short, it's like be in it for the long haul and keep progressively overloading as you go. And also make sure you're doing a little bit more high intensity if your goal is to, you know, for fat loss, for example, because if you're not putting enough intensity or volume on your lifts or even in your workouts, then you're not going to see results because you're not under some sort of stress, and therefore your body's not going to change. So I hope that really answered your question. How do I make time to exercise? Life is too hectic. I understand this one. I know that this is one where I know, especially mothers, especially women who their husbands are working, they're at home, the working mums, I get it. Life is hectic. Life is hectic for everyone though. And I think we need to the only way to really move through that is having a plan of attack. Pre-planning is the goal here. If you're a bit like wishy-washy, kind of like freestyle kind of thing, well then of course you're not going to find that time to get there. But having a week's worth planned, like, okay, Monday morning, I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m, I'm gonna get the job done, I'm gonna get home, and then I can do the kids, and then I can do, it's possible. If people can work full-time, study full-time, have kids full-time, and still make fitness their priority, anyone can do it. We've seen it with everyone. Everyone can wear, especially women, can wear a lot of hats in their life and still get their fitness done as well. It really is just an excuse barrier. But at the end of the day, if you want it enough, you will make it as a priority, just like you do with your kids, just like you do with cleaning your house. It's all those things that we can actually shift and make that priority. Sometimes you just need to sacrifice something in order to achieve something as well. So if this is important to you and you really do want to feel your best, sometimes it is about sacrificing your sleep, for example, losing an hour of sleep a night just to get your fitness done. I think we need to realize that it is about making sacrifice in those moments, and to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? I understand that people have different stories and narratives, and I get that. But at the end of the day, people make it work when they really want to. I mean, another really good way is to be organized. If you're going in the morning, setting your clothes out the night before, that really does help a lot. And just getting it done, honestly, it really is a mindset here, and something that you just need to move through those excuses. Will lifting weights make me look bulky? Everyone says no to this, but I'm not going to say no to that. I'm going to say it depends. And the reason why I say this, because it really does depend on everyone's unique body type. We all have different body types. Some people do put on muscle very easily. Other people don't. To build muscle though takes freaking years. It takes months, years. It takes time. And depending on the level of bulkiness we want to call it, I guess it's a timely thing. It's not something that will happen in 2 weeks. What does this mean, the whole bulky thing? It's pretty subjective for starters. Your term of bulky to you might be very different to my term of bulkiness. You know, people might think I'm really bulky, right? I do bulk up quickly, but my bulkiness is probably not bulky to someone else's bulkiness. So it is about deciding what sort of bulky, what does that mean to you? Also, figuring out your body type is really helpful. Now, I know that we can all change through seasons in our life, through pregnancy, all that stuff. But I do find that figuring out what your body type is really helpful to understand. Wouldn't put my full stock in that though, but just having that grasp and understanding can be very helpful. And then also creating a program, or going to me or a personal trainer to create a program based on your body type. So for example, if you're one that can put on muscle easily, let's use that word, because that's generally what people mean. I think it's like putting muscle in too quickly, I guess that's what people mean. If that's the case, then you need to be on a fat loss program, which means that you're still doing some muscle work, like you're still doing lifting weights, probably not as heavy, probably more high rep and a bit more high intensity at the end. And maybe that's what works for your body. For someone else, for example, I think it's called, I'll put this on the screen, more thin sort of build. they need to do more muscle hypertrophy program. They need to be doing weight training that's a little bit more focused on building muscle, a bit more slower reps, more higher set, things like that. So you need to be real with your own body, where your metabolism works. I know not everyone is meant to go on this linear sort of, yeah, we're all just like this and we all just progress, build muscle like this. Some people build muscle quickly, other people don't. So it really is just getting connected with your body and your body type, and then creating a program. Just maybe the load and the type of structure with that might be a bit different. I can't seem to stick to my gym program. It's hard being consistent when you feel unmotivated. Any tips? First things first, have a plan of attack and goals in place. We need to know our biggest why, and we need to know our biggest fear if we don't do this. Our biggest why might be that you want to run around with your grandchildren when they're older. Biggest fear might be, well, you might not be able to do that and you might be in a wheelchair. Okay, I know it's dramatic, but like, I'm just putting things out there. We need to think of the two extreme sides to this that can give us that motivation. Even though, might not be the mood, the more that you just keep showing up for it, even when you don't feel your energy's on, or you don't feel kind of motivated, showing up is that action, which is that motivation that can just shift into that consistent determination. Another big thing is to just hire a PT, hire some support, because sometimes it is about someone else giving you that accountability, which is really helpful. I also think another good thing is to just do a challenge. I know that these things can set us up for failure if they're not done correctly, but sometimes it's a kickstart for some as well, and some of them might feel like this can just motivate them to keep going. I think the biggest one is be organized. Like I said before, having that organization is really good, but just having a bit more structure is what's gonna get you to just get in that mindset of exercising. Something that I do a lot, like I'll put in the calendar, I'll make up my bag before the day, get my clothes out. I just like getting to that kind of masculine role, and it really allows me to keep motivated. Music can really motivate you, but at the end of the day, it has to be just a sense of what is your biggest why, what is your biggest fear, are they big enough for you to stick with and keep going with it. And that is one of the only ways it's going to get you to kickstart you into that action energy, which is eventually going to hopefully give a bit more consistent as well. 3 more questions left, guys, and we are almost done. It's been a big Q&A here. How do I know what is the best exercise or diet for me? It all feels all too overwhelming. Okay, biggest information here, test and trial. Who knows what the best exercise or diet is going to be for you? We don't actually know, because your body is totally different to mine and to someone else. However, testing and trialing things is really helpful to experiment with health and fitness. I don't think everyone should be doing the same thing all the time. Best weight loss diet is the one that you can stick with. As long as you're eating less than what you're burning, you're going to lose weight. The only way to really lose weight is something you can stick with long term. Exercise wise, high intensity is obviously the idea for weight loss, and obviously muscle hypertrophy and weight training and doing things a bit more slower rep, things like that is more the building muscle side. Depends on what goal you have, because that's gonna really give you the angle of what sort of direction you need to go in. So it does depend on what your goals are and what you can stick with, I guess, at the long term as well. I would just honestly just hire a PT to do the work for you. Don't feel like you have to do it all on your own, and just know that there's no perfect diet or exercise. It's about what you can stick with long term. Okay, people always comment on my weight, saying I look overweight or fat or etc. Makes me feel really unworthy and unhappy. I keep going off and on with diet and exercise, but it all seems too much. Any tips on how to be committed? So this is quite a big one. This is one that we're dibbling a little bit into mental health as well. Okay, so this is where I would recommend, first of all, seeing a PT. Second thing is I would actually recommend seeing a therapist as well. Anything where it comes to self-worth, not confident, things like that, where people are making us feel bad about ourselves and our bodies, this is where we go to the experts that know what they're talking about. We go to therapists, we go to people that are gonna help us move through those traumas. The off and on cycle of diet and exercise really does come to a lot of factors that are probably dipping a little bit more into the mental health side. And this is self-sabotage, this is not feeling good enough, this is punishment, and all those factors that can contribute to that cycle off and on. And it also is very, very common, especially as women, to go through it, that we need to look a certain way, the media, the society tells us that we need to look a certain way, and we use food and exercise to punish us for how we really feel about our self-worth. I think really is about asking for help in these cases. I don't think this is something that we can just, there's a magic pill and something you can just swallow and you'll be all good. This is pattern essentially that's manifesting in your health and fitness. If I was to say anything though, any kind of advice on that, I would say find your biggest why and do what your own goals are. Don't listen to anyone else and what anyone else makes you feel bad, and people judging and commenting. It's just not okay, not acceptable at all. No one has authority to tell you the way you need to look. Ideally, it is about just finding out what your unique, authentic goals are of your health and fitness and sticking with those. Now, this is what I said, really just hire that PT, that therapist that's going to support you through that, because ideally this is a pattern that is, like I said, manifesting in the fitness and health. So it is about just getting clear on how you can ask for help and be supported through that. We got the final question, and doesn't mean it's the least important one. Do I need to do cardio to lose weight? Technically no, but I certainly recommend it. I think cardio is so important for our overall health, not just weight loss, but I think everyone should be doing cardio. And I mean like cardio, like high intensity cardio. I'm not talking about walking around or doing a walk on the treadmill. I'm talking about high intensity cardio. I think it's needed. I think it's so good for our overall health that we should never be choosing one or the other, the weights or the cardio. It should be both. In terms, does it help you lose weight? Well, losing weight really just comes from the food. Cardio can, like I said, burn those extra calories. You do obviously burn more calories in cardio than anything else in that period of time. But yeah, treat it more like do cardio for your overall health. Do it for the longevity of your own self. I wouldn't use cardio as the only source of, you know, weight loss, for example. I would use it as an extra tool to add on to your routine. I love cardio. I think cardio is awesome, and I don't know why we've kind of come in the fitness industry at the moment where we're very just weight driven. We're not sort of utilizing just cardio, pure cardio, whether it's spin or running or just doing no equipment sort of exercises. I think cardio is needed. That is our Q&A for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some insight. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. It really does support the channel. I am posting every Tuesday and Friday, so I would love for you guys to subscribe and so you get notified. It's 11 AM Australian Eastern Time. So thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. If you got any further questions, just shoot them in the comments below and I'd be happy to do another video. Keep active, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.